Oh, my goodness. Unfortunately, not a lot of cheering going on in airports across the country. My goodness, travel chaos continues for thousands of people who are still stranded. This is following a technical glitch with the UK's air traffic system, which left all flights to the UK grounded. Heathrow Airport says its schedule remains significantly disrupted, and EasyJet said some flights are still unable to operate. Oh, do you know what? I was watching that, yes. We're all watching it yesterday on the news and social media, and you think, oh, I know what that feels like. Amazingly, my daughter had a flight this morning and she got off on time. Oh. And yet, you're hearing of people elsewhere who I heard of someone who's supposed to be coming back from Portugal, and the first flight they can get back is the 6th of September.
I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
Like, so what do you say to your boss? You know, when you, I'm having another week's holiday.
Or school. Loads of kids supposed to be back at school.
Also, when you're packed and ready to go home, you just want to go home, don't you? Oh, so even if somebody said you've got another 4 days, you think, oh, well, maybe I'll try it anyway, just in case. But ironically, we were at Edinburgh Airport on Sunday night. Cliff was there as well. Oh. At least we had entertainment. But it's so frustrating because we were held for about 2.5 hours. But, you know, it depends what position you're in, because we had, you know, a lot of people around, and so it was quite fun in a weird way. Just had an excellent few little copies.
Cliff didn't sing, did he?
Pardon?
Did Cliff sing?
No, he didn't.
To entertain people, no. Because I was at Wimbledon once and he sang when it was raining.
Were you there that day?
Yeah, I was.
But I tell you who I did feel really, really sorry for. There was one lady in particular, and she was quite young, and she had 3 children. There couldn't have been any more than a year between each one. And she was on her own. And honestly, I just didn't know. I tried to help, but, you know, there's nothing you can do. I couldn't certainly feed one baby. I couldn't do that bit. But, you know, I do really feel sorry for families, and that was a shame.
I was going to say, well, we've all been there, but Brenda is sitting there looking rather smug on this one. She just hasn't been there.
No, I don't. I mean, I've seen all this chaos. I don't... It's too much hassle going on a plane, and there's so much things going on. I'd rather just stay somewhere in the beautiful, picturesque UK and go and check that out. There's so many places I haven't seen in this country. So, you know, I'll get in my car and drive. I'm in control, and I don't have to worry about any air traffic control or anything else, and just, yeah, I get there.
I mean, I guess that's a good way to avoid the stress, isn't it? Just don't put yourself in that situation. But kind of modern life is stressful. I mean, whether it's travel or other kind of situations you find yourself in. I mean, do you get stressed, Frankie?
Depends who you ask. I don't think I get really stressed. For me, in that situation, being there, it's, you know, it's technology, isn't it? It's out of everyone's control.
Computer says no.
Yeah, and I just feel like for me, it would depend how someone dealt with me. So if someone was rude to me or kind of sharp with me, then I would find it hard to stay calm. But generally, I wouldn't be stressed out. But I've got 2 kids, and for me, being stuck there for, like, I know someone who's got 2 kids and she's been there 10 a.m. till 10 p.m, and I just think that would just be an absolute nightmare. So I don't know.
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? You know, just trying to keep the kids happy about
everything. And I think someone I know was stuck on one of those buses, you know, that takes you from the airport to the plane for an hour. And for me, something like that, my anxiety would then start going, what if I or one of the kids needs the loo? What if we haven't got any water or food? It's that kind of thing that stresses me out rather than, you know.
Do you not get stressed in any situation, Brenda?
I got stressed once.
Once? Don't you believe it?
I got stressed once. It was years ago. I don't know if I've said the story, but I went to Alton Towers when they just opened this new ride called the Black Hole. I try not to go on things like that because I have watched The Final Destination, and I don't like the endings. I don't like the beginning. But I went on it, and, you know, it was me, my kids, and my ex-husband, and I don't like roller coaster rides and all of that.
What were you doing there, Brenda?
Well, I went because the kids wanted to go, and they wanted to go on this black hole, and went on it, and it went all the way up, really fabulous, lovely, in the dark, and then the lights came on, and then they said there was a technical hitch, and so all I heard was technical, and I was out of it and walking down the thingy, and then
left the kids.
Well, they can fend for themselves. They have their dad there, but it was all about every man for himself. But I was in that moment, I panicked, and I didn't want to go any further. So I thought the safest option was to get off until they said.
But that's the thing with technology. It's like it does break. So for me, that's why I don't like rides, because I'm like, you're relying on this computer to hold you in.
Don't.
So I only feel comfortable if you've got that and the seatbelt bit. If there's no seatbelt bit, I'm like, well, I've got no backup. If
That's
this
not
breaks,
enough
I'm
when the
coming
seat
out.
goes flying. It doesn't matter whether you're holstered in if the seat goes flying, and we've heard about this.
Which happens very, very, very rarely. Very, very rarely.
But the problem with this one is that because it's air traffic controllers' problem, it's not the aircraft's problem. So I think when people eventually get home, they're going to have to really fight to try and get a rebate.
Oh, yeah. You've got to have
that's going to be
a strong
big
stomach
problem.
for that.
I'll just quickly tell you, I once got stuck in a lift, a glass lift in Paris for 2.5 hours on the 3rd, 4th floor.
Only you, Gloria.
No,
Lift in
no,
the
but this
pan.
was the awful thing. The firemen came to try and get us out and couldn't. And the man whose party we were going to, he gave champagne and everything to all the firemen. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And we're standing there with our tongues hanging out like this, so dry. So I didn't like that bit.
And just going back to all the travel stress, I think there was one of the passengers that made us smile today. They were on one of these delayed flights, and so one of them, travellers, just took the PA and started to sing in-flight entertainment to the crowd. So I was thinking, Brenda, you're never going to be in an airport doing that, but, you know, you could maybe do that, calm people down, you know, give us sing songs.
There may be trouble ahead.